What's good, TMG fam? It's your boy Ellen. I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. So listen, we about to get right into this one, bro. Now, the title is, if you see this while swimming, get out of the water right away. Now, this really doesn't apply to me unless I'm in a pool and I'm down in Florida somewhere. And if I see something in the water, it's probably going to be a gator. So yeah, I'm already out the pool by then. You know what I'm saying? So, but a lot of people do like to vacation during the winter months and go to places where it's warm. Go to maybe an island, the Bahamas, Hawaii, wherever it's warm at, and they can enjoy it during the winter months. Some people don't like the winter season. You know what I mean? Some people don't, so they rather travel. This is their time to travel. So y'all be careful out in these waters, man, especially out in places where you're in maybe like something like this that's on the screen. And you're out in this. Why you would be in this, I do not know. But to each his own. Everybody is not like me. You know what I mean? Some of y'all are very adventurous, a little too adventurous for my taste, but some people are. So check this video out. We're gonna check it out and see how, you know, if you see certain things, maybe it's time to get out of the water. All right, so if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, join the fam. Real quick moment of silence for them haters. That's enough. Now run the likes up. Let's go.
When the sun is hot and you need an escape, nothing beats a dip in a cool body of water like your local rivers or lakes in the ocean. But if you see any of these things in the water, do whatever it takes to get back on land. You don't want a grizzly bear to mistake you for a salmon. You don't want to be in the water when a Komodo dragon decides to island hop. And you definitely don't get in the water when two huge crocs decide it's time to rendezvous. In fact, when in doubt, just stay out. In these waters, a refreshing dip could be the
simple. That's my thought process. Let's just stay out of there.
End of your trip. You understand? If you see this while swimming, get out of the water right away. Part 2.
And I'm not even familiar with Komodo dragons.
Number 15. Swimming Komodo dragons. Komodo dragons, owners of razor-sharp teeth and a venomous bite, are native to only one tiny corner of the globe, a small group of islands in Indonesia. But did you know that they're known as talented swimmers? These reptiles will travel from one island to another this way. Komodo dragons have been known to be able to swim up to 1,000 feet at a time, and they can dive and swim underwater as well, which helps them elude their predators, including each other. These dragons are real and they're ferocious. They have venom glands loaded with toxins that lower a prey's blood pressure, causing massive bleeding and preventing clotting and inducing shock. Their bite is that bad. Dragons bite down with serrated teeth and pull back with powerful neck muscles, resulting in—
and look at them, they ain't scared of humans at all. Look at how he running up on dude. Like, dude's paddling away, he's still approaching. Sometimes animals, you know, have their defense mechanisms, yeah, but they ain't trying to be the aggressor. Look at, he's the aggressor.
Huge gaping wounds.
Oh.
By this time, the venom has already put its prey in shock. However, animals that escape the jaws of a Komodo will only feel lucky momentarily. Dragons can calmly follow an escapee for miles as the venom takes effect, using their keen sense of smell to home in on the corpse. To make matters worse, Komodos can eat 80% of its body weight in a single feeding. Gulp. Now, let's get ready for today's open discussion. Can you even fathom a tuna fish being this massive? A 7-foot-long tuna was spotted in a British river 30 miles from the sea. It was found—
I ain't eating that tuna. Nope. Something ain't right about that one.
Washed up on the banks of the River Severn, as experts have said it may have been chasing salmon upstream. Some friends were paddleboarding when they came across the dead fish. The Atlantic bluefin can reach 10 feet in length and weigh as much as 1,500 pounds, more than a horse, and can swim up to 43 miles per hour for long distances. Large bluefin catches can sell for as much as $1 million, where a single 500-pound fish could make 10,000 servings of sushi. Can you imagine floating past this on your paddleboard journey? If this tuna fish was a car, it would be a Ferrari of the ocean. Do you agree? Dead or not, what's your opinion of this fish? Use the hashtag open discussion and let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
How much did they say it was? Who ready to go fishing? I'll be ready. Let me pack my stuff. Gosh.
You want to know a little secret? If you smash the like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell, you'll have superpowers for the rest of your life. So what are you waiting for? Time to fly. Number 14, deadly water spouts. Take a look at this potentially deadly water spout about 2 miles off the coast of 7 Mile Beach in Grand Cayman Island in the Caribbean. It could easily be confused with a tornado if you didn't know any better. Don't relax just yet. It's a water spout, a column of rotating, cloud-filled wind that descends from a cumulus cloud. There are 2 major types of water spouts, fair weather and tornadic. Tornadic ones are produced by severe thunderstorms. They can form over land and then move over water, or they can develop from strong thunderstorms over water, typically near the coast. These water spouts are much more akin to their overland counterparts. Very strong winds with speeds of more than 100 miles per hour are certainly possible, and the waves could capsize vessels easily. If they move over land, damage can be extreme and even fatalities can occur. An example occurred recently when a tornadic water spout moved over Okaloosa Island across Santa Rosa Sound and into Fort Walton Beach, Florida, with estimated winds between 100 and 105 miles per hour. These are the most powerful and the most destructive. They're most common in tropical and subtropical waters around the world. Number 13, Stingray Shark Showdown. Walking down the beach on Heron Island in the Great Barrier Reef, you might witness this kind of epic scene. This shark was looking to feed and this southern stingray was on the menu. Is this gonna be a fight to the death? Because, as you can see, the shark gives a good chase, but this stingray has an out. They can beach themselves temporarily to evade killer fish. Rays are closely related.
That's the equivalent of you getting bullied as a kid, and when they come towards you, you run in the house or you run on the porch around your parents. You know what I'm saying? The stingray was like, nah, don't come mess with me. You can't mess with me on the porch. It's like out of bounds or something like that.
Related to sharks, and it's said that stingrays and rays of all kinds have evolved from sharks. A ray is basically a flattened out shark with a long tail, so they say. And yet they're mortal enemies of each other. Many rays have strong jaws like sharks that help them crush mollusks and crustaceans. Stingrays, with their wide, flat bodies, may not look like fish, but they are. They're related to sharks, and like their shark cousins, they don't have bones. Instead, their bodies are supported by cartilage, the same material that you feel inside the tip of your nose. Like sharks, rays don't have a swim bladder, but unlike sharks, they move their pectoral fins when they swim. They also must stay in motion constantly or they'll sink. And that's the last thing you want to do when a shark is behind you. This stingray, however, isn't going down so easily. Number 12, giant kangaroo feeding frenzies. You think piranhas are fast and ferocious? You have to see these little fish at work. Kangaroo are small fish that...
Aren't those the ones that are tracked, like when you pee in the water or something like that? Aren't they those? And they swim up in your urethra and it has little scales and stuff?
That reach up to 7 inches in standard length, while others can grow to around 16 inches. The fish's body is translucent, making it quite difficult to spot in the waters where they live. They're also known as vampire fish, and for good reason. They feed like they're hungry for blood. Specifically, they're parasitic freshwater catfish native to the Amazon basin, where it's found in countries of Bolivia, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru. They swim up the gills of larger fish, feasting on their host's blood for a minute or so before swimming off happily to digest their meal.
Maybe I was thinking about something else.
As you can see in this rare footage, their feeding is a complete frenzy. You really don't want to be close to one of these fish when they're hungry. Unfortunately, there are usually a lot of them around. And make no mistake, they're flesh eaters big time. Among the many legends of dangerous creatures that hunt the Amazon, the story of the kangaroo fish stands out. The catfish is rumored to enter the orifices of unfortunate people swimming. In reality, research shows that much of the legend is probably a myth. Number 11. Shark-infested waters. Is this great white attacking this 22-foot crab boat off the coast of Port Lincoln, South Australia? The shark surfaced after the fishermen pulled their crab pot up while he was swimming off with it, and a shark this size would have no problem dragging a boat along with it. But unfortunately, this great white was in no way feeling like a fight. It did, however, start to put its nose against the motor and start to push the boat around. Okay, maybe this shark was feeling a little frisky. That's a risk for sure if you're gonna fish in a shark-infested water, but the question is, would you swim here? An 18-foot great white shark, one of the biggest seen in Australian waters, has been filmed 150 feet from a popular beach. It reportedly came close to a startled surfer in Western Australia and is the latest in a series of sightings in the area that have prompted fears of attacks as people head to the beach. The area is popular with tourists wanting to try cage diving with the huge animals, with the Australian shark tourism industry bringing in millions of dollars a year. Port Lincoln is Australia's top place to see great white sharks, while people head to Ningaloo Reef in Western Australia for snorkeling with whale sharks, while diving with grey nurse sharks is most popular in New South Wales. But my question is, why risk it? Number 10. Terrifying hippo chases boat. This freshwater lake in Kenya lies northwest of Nairobi. It's part of the Great Rift Valley where Africa is slowly pushed and pulled apart by uprising material in Earth's mantle. The name derives from the local Maasai word meaning rough water because of the sudden storms. But this is a whole other type of rough water. The lake is home to a variety of types of wildlife, and as you can see, a sizable population of hippos. But don't get too close because this could happen. With so many dangerous animals in Africa, many people often overlook the fact that the hippopotamus is actually the biggest killer of humans of all large African animals. Although hippos are herbivores, these highly territorial animals are estimated to kill an incredible 3,000 people each year. And can you imagine what this hippo could do to a boatload of people? Male hippos fiercely defend their territories, which include...
With a number that big, why haven't I never heard of this? That isn't like a small number, and this is each year.
The banks of rivers and lakes, while female hippos can get extremely aggressive if they sense anything getting in between them and their babies.
And look how fast that thing was moving. Going to get some boat motors. Imagine you paddling, you ain't getting away from that hippo at all.
Who stay in the water while they feed on the shore. Combine this with their aggressive nature, agility in and out of the water, and enormous jaws, you can understand why this boat can't get away fast enough. Number 9. Dead fish red tide. More than 600 tons of fish in this area have been killed by a strange bacteria. It's called red tide, and it's made its way to the Gulf Coast of Florida. And as you can see, it's an ecological disaster with all these dead fish everywhere. On the beaches south of St. Petersburg, Florida, carcasses were scattered across the shore. And if you ever encounter it, the blooms aren't necessarily limited to being red or blue-green. And they look like foam, scum, mats, or paint on the surface of the water. But the risks are the same for marine life and for people living on the coast. Did you know that algae blooms are a natural phenomenon that have been recorded for hundreds of years? But this time, the water tested up to 17 times the concentration considered high, a record-breaking red tide. This can cause significant respiratory issues in people as well as kill marine life, as you can see. According to the local Wildlife Commission, fish deaths and respiratory irritation suspected to be related to red tide were reported in 6 counties in Florida. The stench hits you first, but is gag-inducing once it gets in your lungs. But it's seeing the dead fish that's the real mark of a red tide. Number 8. Piranha hand fishing. With no rod or net, this courageous young woman demonstrates how to catch flesh-eating piranha the easy way. We would disagree. Getting anywhere near piranha in the wild would be very, very hard. The unidentified Brazilian was filmed as she balanced on a small jetty dripping raw meat into the waters below. Is she nuts? This is piranha country. There's some logic to it. The famously fierce piranha is a common food source in the tropical wetland region of Brazil. So it's commonly consumed by people around these parts. After being gutted and descaled, the freshwater fish are typically boiled to make a soup. They can also be grilled or fried. How about a fried piranha sandwich? As for this fisherman's technique, as she removes the bait, several fish are seen attached to it.
I definitely tried. I love me some fish. I definitely tried, but I'm not the person to go out there and catch it though. You know what I mean? I'm not catching it, but I definitely try it. Like, I never thought I liked gator, but I tried gator once and it was surprisingly very good. So I'd be down to try it as much fish as I like to eat. I try some piranha for real.
With their sharp teeth dug in. She then simply shakes them off into a bucket, which fills.
I would definitely want to know, has she ever been bitten or accidentally fell, or like what has happened while doing this? Because this is definitely a dangerous job.
Within a matter of minutes, being careful to keep her fingers at a safe distance. And here's why. Piranhas are indigenous to the Amazon basin, and incidents do occur every year where humans are attacked. In 2011, a series of attacks left 100 people injured, and in 2013, a massive piranha attack left 70 injured in Argentina. Feel like fishing in the Amazon now? Number 7. Brutus and Dominator. Two of Australia's biggest and most savage crocodiles regularly become locked in a ferocious territorial fight a few feet away from terrified tourists. The people pay to see it. However, this rivalry goes beyond putting on a show for nature photographers and smartphone-yielding tourists. It's a war between the two dominant male saltwater crocodiles. One 18-foot crocodile, known as Brutus, was being fed along the Adelaide River in Australia's Northern Territory. However, the crocodile was suddenly dragged underwater. His opponent was the crocodile known as Dominator, who's a whopping 20 feet long. And Dominator was able to gain the upper hand and chased Brutus upstream. He has a long-standing rivalry with his slightly smaller counterpart. Operators do their best to keep the two dominant male animals separated. However, this big boy will no doubt kill Brutus soon enough. This is a typical day fighting for territory. However, these crocodiles are well taken care of. They get fed good quality meat 4 times a day, which helps to keep them less territorial. Certainly, the croc run-in burns off, but that's pretty normal behavior on adventure tours like these. Just keep all your limbs safely inside the boat.
Maybe it was just me, but they both looked like they could have tipped those boats over if they got too aggressive. You know what I mean? I saw the little kids there. I started getting a little bit worried for the little kid.
6. Crazy glass octopus. While on a 34-day journey in a remote corner of the ocean, marine biologists recently made 2 rare sightings of this science fiction-worthy creature. Images of a glass octopus with transparent skin have been captured by marine scientists exploring seamounts in the Pacific Ocean. The biologists on board a research vessel were conducting high-resolution seafloor mapping of the remote Phoenix Islands archipelago when they spotted it. It's only a few visible features: its optic nerve, eyeballs, and digestive tract, and has been rarely filmed, but they can grow to up to a foot long. Yet they managed to capture some of the only live footage of glass octopuses ever recorded. And since then, the footage of the rarely seen, nearly transparent alien-looking cephalopods or glass octopuses are making waves across the internet. Expeditions like these teach us why.
And y'all gonna tell me Megalodon ain't out there? Okay, all right. They just found this. And look at this. Never seen before. Whatever, man.
we need to increase our efforts to restore and better understand marine ecosystems everywhere. It's critical for human health and well-being. But the unprecedented look at the elusive glass octopus is just one of many mesmerizing findings made during the deep sea expedition, which are hoped to help offer fresh insights into modern medicine. Number 5. Whales chase down speedboat. On their wedding anniversary while staying in La Paz, Mexico, Rich and Laura Howard got the surprise of their diving careers. A pod of orcas, nearly 20 in all, started surfing behind their small dive boat. The killer whales are playfully chasing the boat. While diving and photographing some sea lions, the dive master suddenly signaled that the couple's dive was over. But the show was about to begin, and off they went. Soon they saw a black fin slicing through the water, then another, and then another. And then they began to jump and spin and surf in the wake of the 22-foot dive boat. Naturally, it was Laura screaming at the top of her lungs, "Go, baby, go!" as the pod of 20 killer whales chased the stunned boaters.
Nah, Free Willy, go the other way. Get away from my boat. That's what Yo, Willie, hey, you are free now. Get away from me. Don't come over here.
They would surf for 3 or 4 minutes behind the boat, and then 2 or 3 huge whales would peel off and let some of their friends join in. It was like they were lining up for their turn for a ride at an amusement park. But orcas are known to occasionally chase boats out of the waters in which they hunt and reproduce. Not because they're menacing towards humans, but mainly because they don't want the competition. The sound of a speedboat or people swimming nearby and taking pictures, the orcas were probably like, "Get out of here." Number 4, the world's most dangerous river. The Zambezi is considered by many to be the world's most dangerous river. It's almost 1,800 feet long, peppered with unexplored mines, killer rapids, and deadly animals, including up to 188,000 crocodiles and 90,000 hippos along its length. The river's rapids hide many dangers, including the huge stones and trenches hidden under the swirling waves. It is, however, a favorite with ecotourists. Rafting on the Zambezi River is considered one of the most extreme forms of entertainment in the world. Every year, some 50,000 people travel along the river. It's the 4th longest river in Africa, the longest east-flowing river in Africa, and the largest flowing into the Indian Ocean from Africa. The area of its basin is 540,000 square miles, slightly less than half of the Nile's. It originates in Zambia and flows through eastern Angola, along the northeastern border of Namibia and the northern border of Botswana, then along the border between Zambia and Zimbabwe, where it crosses the country to empty into the Indian Ocean. Can you imagine what kind of dangers you would face on this journey? It's not recommended to drive close to the shores because in this case, an obstacle like a bathing hippo can arise. And let's not forget about the crocodiles, the snakes, and the bugs. Number 3, grizzly
A million ways to kill you right there. That's crazy.
all-you-can-eat buffet. In Alaska's Katmai National Park, the woods are dense with spruce and willow trees. Wildflowers stretch over lush tundra, meadows, and marshes. Here is one of the premier bear viewing areas in the world. About 2,200 bears are estimated to inhabit the park, and more bears than people are estimated to live on Alaska's peninsula. From late June through July, hundreds of thousands of salmon swim from the northern Pacific Ocean up to the Brooks River, fighting their way upriver. And the bear buffet begins. The raging rapids act like a hurdle in their path, and the fish fly out of the water, leaping to reach the top of the falls. And the bears go wild. This could be the end of the road trip for a lot of salmon. That's why many grizzlies hang out here to feed, fattening up for a 5 to 7 month hibernation. As many bear populations around the world decline, Katmai provides some of the few remaining unaltered habitats for these amazing creatures. Scientists are able to study bears in their natural habitat. Visitors are able to enjoy unparalleled viewing opportunities, and the bears are able to continue their life cycle largely undisturbed, especially when the buffet is open for business. Number 2,
Buffet.
deadly freshwater snails. Freshwater snails carry a parasitic disease which infects nearly 200,000 people a year, mostly in Asia, Africa, and South America. Yet another creature belonging to the small but deadly category. The freshwater snail is responsible for more deaths than sharks, lions, and wolves combined. The larvae are flukes which infiltrate the bloodstream and develop into adults. Some parasites become trapped in body tissues, resulting in immune reactions and eventual degradation of the organs. Those eggs have sharp barbs because they eventually need to make it back out of the human body and back into water to complete their reproduction cycle. And so those eggs can lodge in different tissues and cause severe symptoms, ranging from anemia and fatigue, all that from a snail. People can contract it from just wading, swimming, entering the water in any way. And the parasites basically exit the snails into the water and seek you. And they penetrate right through your skin, migrate through your body, and end up in your blood vessels where they can live for many, many years, even decades. The disease is primarily found in Asia, Africa, and South America. And that's why freshwater snails are recognized as one of the planet's deadliest animals. Number 1.
Did not know that. This is why I watch these type of videos. Anybody ever wonder, you can learn so much information, especially if you like to travel. I'm telling you.
Terrifying Nile River crocodiles.
Oh yeah.
They're known to attain an insane weight of up to 1,500 pounds. Nile crocodiles are opportunistic apex predators, a very aggressive species of crocodile, and they're capable of taking almost any animal within their range. The Nile crocodile is native to freshwater habitats such as lakes, rivers, swamps, and marshlands, widespread through sub-Saharan Africa, the Nile Basin, and Madagascar. And they modify their habitat by digging dens, usually with their snouts and feet. These dens can be 40 feet deep. These hole-digging beasts are the largest of the African crocodilian. Nile crocodiles are an invasive species in North America too, and several specimens have been recently captured in South Florida, though no signs that the population is reproducing in the wild there. Their diet consists mostly of different species of fish, reptiles, birds, and mammals, and maybe you. You're probably not going to want to take a dip in the Nile River.
Or some of the people in like that. That's why South Florida, man. Florida in general, you just got to be on your P's and Q's. You know what I mean? You got to be on your P's and Q's in Florida.
Anytime soon, especially after you see what swims there. Specimens exceeding 20 feet in length and weighing up to 2,400 pounds have been recorded. It's the largest freshwater predator in Africa and may be considered the second largest reptile in the world after the saltwater crocodile. Want to go deeper? Stick around and watch more videos. But don't.
It just shows you how deadly this thing. Yo, it's how deadly nature can get, man. It's very, very, very deadly. Being out in the wild, man. If you don't know if you're not Bear Grylls or somebody like that, man, stay inside, get in the pool, stay out the ocean. I know you love to go to the beach, and you beach goers, be safe. You know, I was reckless. And the more I see these videos, I'm so thankful now because I was reckless. I was always that person want to swim as far as I can out and then come back in. Didn't know how I was just dangling my life away right in front of these, you know what I mean? Right around the sharks. Anything could have been around me. What was I going to do? Couldn't swim faster than them. So, but it's great information, especially if you're an explorer and you're out there doing things, man. Check out some more of these videos. It's your boy L, that's why I watch them. That's why I watch them, all right? It's your boy L, man. Y'all get at me in the comment section. Let me know what you think and stick around till the next one. I'm out. Peace.